Hey guys, Louie here. Well, today in the market, and it sure looks like the Dow has found a new direction to me. Um, I really wasn't sure what to expect this morning, and then when I saw the Fed lowered interest rates a half a point, I thought that, possibly we could get a knee-jerk reaction. And, honestly, what it didn't surprise me at all because a lowering of interest rates does not get to the root of the problem. The root of the problem being that our economy in the United States is going to slow down. All right, and all the free money in the world isn't going to help that much unless they start dropping it out of a helicopter onto small businesses that are going to desperately need it. This rate cut only serves to squander, a precious resource. I mean, realistically, how can you expect the Dow to continue to go to old highs when there's been so much damage to earnings and the economy? How can you expect it to exceed old highs and go on to 35 or 40,000? Isn't that what everybody's expecting? How's it going to do that without earnings and with companies going bankrupt and with potentially our country in a crisis? And it will be in a crisis. It's coming. It's in the wild, and it's spreading, and it grows exponentially. And as many as 1 out of 10 of the senior citizens that contracted are going to die. All right, so it's a pretty serious doggone thing, and it's highly contagious, and it takes, a couple weeks for it to fully incubate. So, if every person who gets it takes 2 weeks to give it to somebody else and they take 2 weeks, you can see how this is not going to be over in 2 months. All right, well, potentially a one season of it, and then potentially even a second season of it. So I do think the Dow has found a new direction. I'm going to predict that we're going to see 15,000 on the Dow. I think there's no reason to think this would be any different than what happened about 12 years ago in the Great Recession. And people didn't see the switch in direction of the stock market then, and they discounted everything that was being said. But this time is no different. People like to assume that things will continue the way they have been going. And the dip buyers have been conditioned to buy the dip and make money. You know what? They're going to get slaughtered because even the most expert people have trouble discerning when there's a major market turn. And this is it. There's no reason to have your money in the stock market if it's impossible for earnings to accelerate, unless you think that the government is going to be an 80% holder, like Japan, of all equities. And then I guess, we're living in the matrix, right? I mean, it's then anything could happen, and money is funny, and just vote for fascism, I guess. I don't know what we're supposed to do next. We've already gone so far off the track, and to see the Federal Reserve make a move like this, and have the president clapping wildly at their mistake and at all the previous mistakes. We didn't need to be lowering interest rates. We didn't need to spend all that ammunition just for somebody to impress, the world and garner votes. But I digress. So I do think precious metals are a wise place to be, although I cannot predict the direction, guys. It is too crazy out there, but I do think things are going to be falling apart, and I do think it's going to happen here in our country, in your city, and I think you ought to have some cash out of the bank. And personally, I think lighten your load on the stock market. Why invest in something that the fundamentals have just changed? And I don't see how you can argue they haven't. All right, guys, always curious about your thoughts, and I know you're not shy. So anyway, hope you have a great week, and let's see what happens next, huh? Bye now.